Hello everyone, I thought I'd share another recipe video with you. Jim started a new job on Monday, and he didn't have a very good first day. He came home and he told me his phone had broken, and we've had to go and get it replaced now. So I'm hoping today he comes home and he's in a much better mood than he was yesterday. So I thought, as a bit of a treat and to cheer him up, I'm going to make KFC fried chicken. And I absolutely love this recipe. It was from a guy that I saw do it on YouTube, and I'll put a little link in the description for you so you can check his video out. But I thought I'd do our version, ever so slightly different, but not by much. I thought it'd be good for you to share. You know, seeing as the queues are out the door for KFC at the moment, you might want to make your own. It's far cheaper than going to KFC, and it makes a lot of chicken. So, right then, I bought some chicken thighs. I bought 2 packs of the Tesco chicken thighs, and I think I like the boneless ones myself, but you can get the ones with the bones in if you want. But I think there's about 5 thighs in each pack, so I tend to buy 2. And then what we're going to do is sort of make 3 bowls. So we'll have bowls with the chicken in, the chicken seasoning, and then a light dusting of normal flour. Then we'll have a second bowl with wet batter mix, and we'll have a third bowl with the dry spice mix. So the wet batter mix is basically 120 grams of flour, 4 eggs, 330 mils of fizzy water. Please don't think we're being pretentious with the posh fizzy water. The Tesco's own 80p job will do. It's just they didn't have any in the shop, so I ended up having to buy this expensive fizzy water, and then a tablespoon of just salt you'll need as well for the wet batter mix. For our dry spice mix, you'll need 240 grams of white flour, 2 tablespoons of salt. We'll need 1.5 tablespoons of thyme, 1.5 tablespoons of basil, a tablespoon of oregano, a tablespoon of celery salt, or they didn't have any celery salt in the shop, so if you did want to do like as close to KFC's version, then you can get celery salt, but I'm just using the aromatic seasoning. I can hear some of you chops and off saying, oh yeah, but it's got MSG in it. Believe me, you can taste the difference when it's not in. So I tend to put a tablespoon of that in. A tablespoon of ground black pepper, a tablespoon of dried mustard, 4 tablespoons of paprika, 2 tablespoons of garlic salt, a tablespoon of ginger, and 3 tablespoons or 4 tablespoons, depending on your preference, of white pepper. And that is what you use to make your sort of KFC spice mix. So what we'll do is we'll have the 3 bowls, one with the chicken in. Now, and I tend to season with a little bit of salt, or I use Nando's piri piri salt, and then I dust it in plain flour and set them into one bowl. Then you'll have the wet batter mix with your eggs and your fizzy water and a little bit of flour, and then you'll have your flour dry spice mix. So it'll be 1, 2, 3 bowls. Okay?
What we're gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
what I'm going to do, I've got my 3 bowls ready now. My chicken's been marinating in the fridge. I'm also going to let it come up to room temperature because if you cook it straight out of the fridge, sometimes it might not cook evenly. So I always like to give it 20-30 minutes before I actually start to cook it. So I'm just going to dust this with some flour and then put it in this bowl ready, and then we're ready to do our thing. So now what I'm going to do is prepare the chicken ready for frying. So we grab one of the chickens, dip it in the wet mixture, and then we dip it in the dry mixture, and I'm going to set it to one side so that I can fry in batches. So my oil's heating up. Sweet corn I'm doing as well. If you want your sweet corn to be super nice and super sweet, instead of seasoning it with salt, season it with sugar instead. That would be quite nice. So I'm just going to check the heat on my oil. You can use a deep fat fryer if you want, but I like to use a wok because it uses less oil. And I don't really like having a deep fat fryer in the house because it stinks, and we don't do this very often. We do it as a bit of a treat. So I'm just going to check to see if it's up to temperature. It's not quite there, it's nearly there, I would say. Yeah, okay, we're there. So let's pop a few in. And you can do this in batches, there is no need to rush. So I like to do them in sets of 3. But it will take, I'm going to speed up the video now because it will take about 10 to 15 minutes depending on the size of your thighs. So yeah, although my thighs are going to get really big after eating this lot. So I'll just let that cook, turn it up a little bit more. And I'll speed up the video.